Yeah, welcome back to the show. All rise. We are in court now. Today I'm taking Achama to court.
Exactly.
Captain Murtala has joined us. Captain, Happy New Year.
How many happy returns? Am I not blessed to have two?
You know.
The white angels.
Yes.
No, I'm out in the picture.
No, there's still white in there. We can see.
You know, yes,
we can see.
It's been a wonderful year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you ladies. I'm sure that's been a very beautiful 2024. And personally, I hope to do much more better. There have been some areas that I have improved. There are some areas that I also failed woefully. And so once we look into the new year with hopes, I think that we'll sharpen those skills. Yes.
Election dispute ruling?
So we're hoping to have a very beautiful Christmas, stressless, but it has rather been very, very stressful. Yeah. And today is the new year, and we are going to court. New year normally today, yes, we are in court. So
even when others would be munching on
the chicken and the
rice.
I remember yesterday when the objections were raised, and then the lawyer was like, "Oh, tomorrow is New Year." Okay, we are coming. Everybody is looking around. My Lord, tomorrow is New Year. So yes, the CJ issued a directive and said we'll say
they need a reason to celebrate New Year.
Exactly. Yeah, so we do know the election after the 7th December election, some constituencies had issues. Yeah. It went to court.
Declaration, recollation.
It's never been easy for the political party, and think of the characters involved. The PCs, the parliamentary candidates in the matter, and you see their faces. Yeah, that is what they asked for. So definitely they have to fight through it, all of that. So yesterday, lawyers of the parties, first of all, the NDC side, raised preliminary legal objections. In fact, the applications were 4. Even though they were seeking for the same reliefs, they were 4 because of their candidates involved. Each of them to move their motion before the courts. And so LDG Tamako, right from the word go, said, look, we are challenging the jurisdiction of this process. The manner in which the applicants are coming to court is more like they are using the back door. There have been an election. The candidates that you have brought to court have been declared by returning officers. And once a declaration has been done and winners have been selected, it means the election is complete. If you want to challenge that, file an election petition. You don't go and ask the court to compel the EC. You know, the EC is the only authority institution mandated or clothed with the power to organize election, collate, and declare. So they are in court to ask the court, force them, compel them, command them. They should do their constitutional duty. And then this side is saying that, look, the election has been declared, so it's complete. If you disagree with the results, file election petition. We will adduce evidence. Then the court will make a determination. So coming with a Mandamus application, it's an election petition in disguise. And they describe it as defective and incompetent. But of course, the court listened to them and said, look, come on the first day of January at 10 a.m. for a ruling.
Let's make a final declaration.
So for the NDC side, this is what they'll be looking for. Once their request is granted, it means the case is done. Whatever the NPP side, the 4 parliamentary candidates there, Techiman South, Tema Central, Ablikuma North, and then Okankwe Central. Whatever they think, then they have to file election petition. But if the court disagrees, overrules the objection, then now the next step is to hear the Mandamus application on its own merits. And then so today it promises to be we either have a very short
very interesting.
We may either have a very short court date sitting
or a longer one.
But of course, after the court sitting yesterday, we have been engaging some of the characters in the matter. First, let's hear from the majority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markins.
We have every patience for the law. A court process may be slow, but with surety, you will get the results when you know you are on firm grounds. What it is about this, simply put, the Electoral Commission itself has stated with emphasis that there is no such thing as a declaration of results in Okaikwe Central, Ablekuma North, and Tema Central, as well as Dominico Abenya. So they have already administratively declared those results as illegal, and the Electoral Commission is doing its work. So this argument that they declared results isn't there here nor there. The body in charge of the elections says that the elections have not been concluded. They are saying that their officers were threatened, were cajoled to do an illegal act, and the law allows them, the CI allows them to ensure that the right things are done. And that is what they've done. There is no official declaration. It is the Electoral Commission that does declaration of results. It is saying that it has not concluded. What it has concluded is the final collation. We declared all our candidates whose matter is in dispute, the rightful elected candidates. So that's it.
So that's the majority.
Yes,
leader,
he said, look, we are law-abiding citizens. Yeah. We have been able to force the NDCs from the streets. So they have hit the street, and we have fought. We brought them to the courts.
But you know, interestingly, this well, we're in a new year, right?
Yes.
But in 2024, he's been to the court too many times. As a majority leader, he's been to the court too many times.
Very much of it. And we hope that today will end it.
Absolutely.
Yes, so that
well, as he's
we'll
going into a new parliament, he's going as a
and a lot of
that is if his party chooses him as
a lot of people are making the case for him to represent the party.
I think so
the
too.
Majority
I think so too.
You also back the call.
I think that he has his own flaws, but he's the man
who can lead.
Who can lead. Even though there are other people in there. I mean, no offense to anybody, but I think that he brings on some level of certainty.
I'm sure that is because what we have seen,
he can hold the government on its toes. Yeah.
Maybe others, when they also have the opportunity, they can also do that.
That's true.
Sometimes you don't know so much about people until
they're given the opportunity. I agree.
Yes. So he has also been making his points there for the NPP side and all. But one person in NDC has also been very vocal. Very vocal.
Dr. Tanko.
I tell you what. And he's like, look.
The computer man.
And I had an engagement. I said, look, it is finished. So let's listen to Rashid Tanko, computer.
Well, they were coming through the back door. They tried to use ambush tactics to get a constituency recollation, which we don't have it in our laws. The one to do declaration is the returning officers. They have done their work. You are not satisfied with their work. What do? You come by a petition. The Mandamus is meant to force them to do an action they have not done. But they have done the action. They concluded the action. Their work is to what? To collate and declare. And they have collated and declared. They wanted the judge to do justice to it.
What justice means?
And to throw them away.
That's the only way that
allow our MPs to be sworn in, simple and short. They won the election.
Yeah.
So I said he's one of them. And in fact, earlier when I spoke to before the EC declared or reaffirmed the Dom Kwabinya, I spoke to him. I said, what is the plan for Dom Kwabinya? I said, we are going to the EC. That rerun will not come on. I said,
and I like his confidence.
Yeah,
when
he speaks with some level of confidence. He said the rerun will not come on.
And it didn't come on as
so
well.
when I saw the EC, I was like, oh wow.
News,
he knew what he was standing on to speak at that particular point.
Meanwhile, people too were giving frigid sentence allegedly.
And that's Christmas, but New Year. It may happen. Congratulations, because you have a fridge or something.
Yeah. At this point, I live in Dom Kwabinya. I vote in Dom Kwabinya. At this point, I wished I lived in I voted there.
You wanted a new fridge?
Yeah. At least I wanted new things to start a new year.
To start a new year, that would be very nice. Maybe you can call on the EC too. They should
quash that decision and rerun.
Yes. Evans Nimako, he has also been in the thick of affairs within the NPP when it comes to elections. You can't go past him and all that. So I've been engaging. This is an election-related matter in court. How is it going?
We are waiting to hear from the court that the law must be allowed to operate. You know, the EC by itself has said that the process has not completed. it will only complete when the returning officer has issued a rate. And before then, we'll have to put together all the results from all the polling stations. And that have not been allowed to continue. So we know that, yes, the earlier ruling of the court that has been put aside by the Supreme Court, we are in the hands of this High Court, and the right thing will be done.
You have superintended elections upon election. How different is this one, especially with the issues that have surrounded this year's elections?
Yes, I mean, every election will come with its own challenges. We'll go through, and when we are done, we'll do a review, and we'll later communicate to the world.
So that's Evans
Yes,
Nimako,
Evans
the
Nimako.
director of elections.
Yesterday he was also there, Sam. You know, those
Yeah.
I was also there.
But I must also commend him as well.
Yeah, he's also done.
He's also
yes,
done well.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially if you look at the years that they've won the elections, and of course, as in life, definitely at one point in
You
time,
win some, you
stumble.
lose
Yes,
some.
you
Yeah.
stumble.
Yeah.
So it is how you're able to collect yourself up, and then you move to the next step. That is the most important thing. But guess what? I don't know why the NPP side, normally when you try to engage them, it's been very difficult. I mean, the parliamentary candidate involved in this dispute, it's been very difficult. But the NDC side have always been available when you try to engage them and all that. First, let's hear from Baba Sadiq. What's your expectation out of today?
We can only wait till tomorrow when the court ruling actually comes to indicate to you how it felt like. But obviously, I mean, it confirms that we have a very good case and a very strong case.
So that's NDC
yes, he's hoping for. You know, they've been very resolute. The High Courts, Supreme Court, back to the High Court, and it's been very strong. You see the energy and all that. You'll be hoping, when is it going to be done for me, so that I can have proper.
And I like the fact that, you know, it feels as though they are holding their hands along.
Oh, yeah, of course. In terms
It's
of
a teamwork,
unity,
I see.
in fact, if you come to court, you see them sit on the same seats,
Okay.
and then everything they are in together. That is the way. Maybe if you want to go far, like, there's a proverb that if you want to go far, you go together.
Yeah.
So being in court, what do you think is going to be the end result of this?
Well, that is where if you are not careful, you slip and enter into the.
No, but like
But of course,
generally,
yes,
what-
if you
what
look
are
at
you
the
seeing? 'Cause you are
atmosphere,
there.
yesterday, if you listen to argument advance, that's how the law is very
Counter
beautiful. Sometimes somebody is speaking and say, wow, the person has a point. Until the other person starts to
And I'm
counter.
sure there's a counter argument, right? Then you say, hey.
Then I was like, So that is where then you then have to look at what does the law say, and that is where the issues are. So today will be very interesting. It will be very interesting because we are going to see reasons that the judge was assigned to making a ruling. The NDC hold the view that the elections are concluded in those 4 constituencies. Our parliamentary candidates have been declared winners. If you have issues, file election petition, challenge it, we'll come and adduce evidence. Don't come with a compelling order by way of Mandamus. The NPP side are also saying that, what election result are we going to challenge? There is no results.
But there was a result declared.
Exactly.
So that is why the arguments are. So that is the point. So now, today, like I mentioned earlier, if the court agrees with the NDC's argument that, or the preliminary legal objection, it means the Mandamus will not stand. It would die.
Okay.
So it means that those who have been declared, as we do know, are those that have been elected. The other side have to go to courts again to challenge it by way of election petition. But if the court disagrees that, no, your objection is premature and is overruled, then we'll hear the merits of the Mandamus. Then that one also, when we hear, we're going to know whether it will be granted or not granted. So the next one leg, then you move to the other state.
So all this has to happen before 7th December, or?
Yes, because
They will be sworn in.
Yes, they will be sworn. They have to be sworn in into
the ninth
chamber.
parliament.
So all that the CJ has also put in measures. So today, for instance, would have been a holiday for the courts and everyone. But he says that, look, 7th December is just out. We need to hear this expeditiously to ensure that we clear this one. So special attention have been paid to election-related disputes. So that's how come today the court is sitting. The CJ is saying even on Saturdays, the court can sit and deal with issues of this nature. So there's that special.
I pray that today we have a final.
I think so. And I also think this year's election was beautiful.
It was up until after
Yeah.
results started
No, I mean, like
trickling.
generally,
Yes.
let's not look at the general election.
I agree with you.
It was very
Like,
peaceful.
yeah.
And I think that people just went in, even though people
The turnout was, yes.
we had very low turnout, but the few ones who turned out to vote, I mean, they just went in, did
Did
their
their
business,
thing,
and
yeah.
then left.
I think
mean,
people are beginning to understand the election processes and then all the things that we are supposed to. You go there, vote, and then find yourself.
Yeah.
So, and it's because also the way that this year they structured the election. Those days, one polling center, very long queue, but now they
Yes,
have been able
yes,
to
yes,
divide it
yeah,
into.
yeah,
So few, then we are done. But the issues are what we are. And that's what marked the whole election.
and I think the early concession of the vice president
Also
Yeah.
helped.
Yes,
Yeah, I
also
think it did.
Yeah.
It brought a
And-
lot of tranquility.
Yeah.
If
Calmness,
you could imagine if
yeah.
the margin was that close, margin of victory was that close, and we're going to have a lot of issues. But I think this one, it looks a bit. It was something.
Yeah, it was a wide gap.
It was
But Lily, do you think that the vice president coming out to talk, was it a good decision?
I think so. You see, they had every political party has their own collation. So when you are winning, you know. When you are losing to, you
But
know.
unless
Unless
the
of course.
fact that he is not supposed to declare anything, that is supposed to be done by the EC.
Oh
And
well,
it
he
is-
had not declared. He had just said that.
No, but if I
conceding.
congratulate you, I'm trying to tell you something.
But the results
You
were
have seen, you have seen the result. You have men that you trusted
In
on
the
the
face
field,
of the
and they are
pink
telling you
sheet.
this is what you
No,
have.
but
So-
in the face of the pink sheet, I know I'm losing. So let me
but
just
things
do
can
the
change.
honorable
Things
thing.
can change.
Okay, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But the margin, like
What could
Murtala
change?
said,
What could change? It means that the point that first of all, the reason you want to concede is because you've been able to get information from all the places that the elections took place, and you think
you
that
have your
what I
agents
have,
dotted all over.
there's no way that it is the same thing that everybody has, even though the body mandated to give us the outcome is not ready yet. But what we have, it is the same thing that the body has.
Because
So
mind you collate at the polling centers before it goes to the district, then it goes to regional, before it comes,
So
before it passes to
stages.
national.
But you-
So, like,
your people
what
are
kind
there.
of mechanism do they have to do all that before the EC?
No, but you see,
All the parties have their own collation centers.
Once
okay.
voting closes, your agent is there,
Yes.
and once counting begins, your agent knows whether Talent
So
go
all of them-
pick
all of them have detailed special people. So like this polling station, I'll be here. Give me the result immediately. We are done. So immediately we are done. Just collate
just send.
this place.
Oh,
We got
okay.
this, and so that is faster for them. But for the EC, your agent will have to come. Her agent will have to come. And so
okay.
everybody is now conferring, and it takes time and all that. But as we speaking in court again, I was asking Abby Bright. You know, she was
PC
there.
for
She
Tema
has-
Central.
PC for Tema Central. She also has an expectation today.
You are looking forward to a new year where you get your family, have a lot of things in mind to do. You will have to come to court. How does it feel like?
Well, it's what we must do. When you choose the path of service, you must do what you must do. We owe it to Ghanaians, we owe it to our constituents. So we'll do it gracefully.
What are you hoping for listening to the arguments made by your lawyers?
Well, we're hoping that our prayers will be answered, of course.
Of course. Answered prayers.
Everybody's prayer, you hope that once you're offering a prayer, that is what you hope it is.
Exactly.
And she's hoping that their prayers will be answered by the court. But of course, it is what it is. We'll listen to the reasons.
The law beats common sense. That's it. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you
Captain.
to the deal. I enjoy your plan, but because of the white one.
Okay, I can see some white in there. It's fine.
That's
Okay.
Captain Murtala Inusah with court today.